Okay, what's going on there again today? So, windy as hell again today, as always. This weather's not going away anytime soon, but that doesn't stop me from doing my job of getting my car fixed. Today, we are probably strictly just going to be working on the front bumper today. I'm not going to probably be getting to the car. I want to take as much time as possible getting this bumper sanded, making sure that there's no scuffs, there's no paint chips, things like that. I want to make sure that this bumper looks really fucking good when I'm done with it. So that means that we're going to have to really take our time with it and really check over it, not just once, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, how many times it takes me to get this thing perfected. I'm probably going to be wet sanding it. That's what I did the last time when I painted my bumper. And sorry if I'm talking extremely loud, but the wind is terrible today. But I want to make sure that this thing looks good. So I think wet sanding is probably what we're going to be doing. I wish I had 120 grit, but I don't think I have any 120 grit on me other than for my sander. So the highest I have, or the lowest I should say, is 320. I think this will be just enough, honestly. I'll be wet sanding it, so it'll allow me to get through the sandpaper and through the paint a lot easier. So yeah, and then I have 600, which I may just use to finish it off with. So I'm going to see how the 320 does. If not, the 320 I could just grab one of the sanding pads and just use it by hand, but I hope I don't have to do that. Anyways guys, let's go ahead and get right into this. I'm probably going to be sanding it right here, right now, with some water. I may have to bring the other hose out though, because I damaged that hose and I don't want to rack up the water bill. So, because that hose is damaged, and I'm going to have to keep wetting it as I go. So I'm going to do that, and then you're going to see me get started right away. So let's go. I'm using water and it's hella cold and windy. I need new gloves probably. Anyways, so after sanding this a little bit, there are some chips in the actual bumper that I can't actually sand out without using my sander and being very ever so carefully with it. The scuff marks on the bottom of the bumper as well have been actually kind of etched into the plastic by a little bit. I think if I carefully use the sander with maybe 120 grit and just kind of work my way over it very carefully, that I can actually manage to get a lot of that out. It's not like you're gonna really see that under the car anyways. I'm not too concerned about it. However, I'm gonna try my best again. Just makes the car overall cleaner. I'm gonna try my very best to take the sander and just lightly sand the bottom of the bumper and see how much of the plastic I can actually kind of restore. Probably not by much, but I'm gonna have to wait for the bumper to dry since I've been wet sanding the crap out of it. So yeah, we'll see what happens after that, I guess.
Okay, my voice is very muffled. I sound like Bane from fucking Batman right now, but so there's a bunch of scratches and shit right about along the lip of the bumper, and excuse the wind. So right around here, a crap ton of it, all the way down the bumper, the bottom of the bumper. I managed to sand with 80 grit sandpaper, and it seemed to do the job pretty well. I got most of the scratches out of the actual plastic, because what I did was I literally sanded the plastic all the way down, layers of the plastic, using 80 grit sandpaper. Now we're probably going to hit it again with 120 to make sure that that plastic is a little bit more smoothened and refined out now. So but I'm still going to be hitting it with 80 grit sandpaper just to make sure that I got any plastic chips out of the bumper and they're smoothed out. So I'm going to double check that, and then we're going to hit it with 120. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Alright guys, I think we're going to call it a day. Sun's starting to go down now. God damn, this took me probably like 4 or 5 hours, this bumper. So I just finished washing it after sanding the crap out of it. So where a lot of the scuff damage was up along the lip again, right around up in here, where my fingers are running down, all the way down. If you take a look, there's pretty much no evidence of scuffing at all. So I sanded it down pretty good. I even took off the little weird chin spoiler things on both the right side and left side. They're pretty badly damaged. I might, I don't know, maybe order some new ones or get them off of out of the pick apart again. See if I can find some that are in better shape. So we did take off the metal grills, which are chilling over there. I'm going to paint those separately. I had a really cool idea for that though, considering I have the black stock back plate that sits back here. I'm wondering if I can smash something in between these, maybe like a skeleton or something up in the grill. I don't know, some little like weird dummy doll thing in the grill I could hide back here and it would never fall out because it has two things keeping it together, you know, and people can see it through the grill. I thought that was a kind of a neat idea, but we'll see for something like that in a future project. But yeah, everything looks pretty damn good. Feels nice and smooth. This is still wet, obviously, but this is also the first iteration of sanding. So tomorrow when this dries, I'm going to leave this outside, probably out the front door, and well, I guess I can keep it inside. It's still dry, no different. But I'm going to look back over it tomorrow in the afternoon. I have to work again tomorrow until 6 though, so I have a little bit of time to sand this again. So maybe I'll have another video, part 2 of the sanding on the bumper. Let me see here. Although these look pretty deep right here, I may actually have to go back and sand the bottom of this. So I'm seeing that right now. See, you always want to double check your work to make sure that it is smooth as possible, because if we're doing gloss paint, all that is going to show. That's just like adding scuff marks from my sander. However, you're not really going to see this on the bottom of the car, obviously, but I'm that anal that I want it to be as perfect as I can possibly get it. Nobody's perfect. You know, I'm sure I'm going to miss some things that I didn't sand, and it's going to bug me, but you know, it's about as much as you can get as possible on the car. And also, when you're sanding, you know, if this is your first time sanding too, you want to make sure that you don't have any high spots. So like right here, I was cutting away at a plastic chip that was up in here, and it's still kind of there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out without really sanding the crap out of it. But you want to make sure you don't have any high spots, so run your finger across all the way down. So this is where some of the paint's been disappearing, so you want to make sure that you feel for it. Oh, and it's about to fall on the floor. Yeah, just feel around, feel for everything. Just make sure you don't have any high spots at all, because if you have some high spots, they're going to show in the paint when you paint it. And it's starting to fall out again. I don't have the best desk for this, but yeah, you just want to make sure that you feel for any high spots, which I think we're pretty good, honestly. I don't think I have any high spots at all. I gotta say, that sander, I was kind of afraid to use it on plastic, but it actually didn't really create any high spots at all. I just went, what I had done was I basically went 120, no, sorry, 240. So I was sanding this with 240 grit, and then if there was any paint or plastic chips or anything like that, I went down to 80 grit, and then I sanded the hell out of that one spot until that spot was gone, and then I went right back to 240 and then sanded over the 80 grit. And yeah, I just want to make sure it gets smooth again. Right here kind of feels like it might be a little rough, so yeah, I'm probably just going to hit it all over again tomorrow, check for any chips. Like here's a chip right here. Can't really see it because I just got it wet, but there's a little chip like right up in here that I can probably sand out with 80 grit and then hit it with 240 again. So I'm just going to double check my work tomorrow before I finalize this. Like there's a chip right there where my thumb is,
And yeah, so we're just gonna do that. Just make sure everything looks good and there's no chips in the plastic, no chips in the paint. All that shit has to get sanded out, otherwise you'll see it in the paint. Anyways, guys, that's today's video. Hopefully you liked it. Not much else to say other than I got this Bane mask just chilling off my face. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and leave a like and a comment. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, comment section. The car's coming along slowly but surely. My hands are freezing, my feet are freezing. This wind has to go. I think today is the last of it, so hopefully that's the case, because I am tired of freezing my ass off. My fingers are hella numb right now. Anyways, guys, you take care out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.